Hello, hello, it's Ruth here at Artful Stampin. So I'm going to do a one sheet wonder and should have scheduled this to go live on a Wednesday. So I'm away currently, so have filmed this ahead of time for you. So I recently got Memories in Bloom and wanted to have a play using some line art stamps and thought it would be interesting to pair it with the flowers from Charming Day. But then I wanted to put some colour down in the background first. So I've pulled out Perfectly Pears because if you ignore the pear shape, it's just a blob of kind of interesting texture. And then I thought if I pair that with Twisted in Time, we'll see where it takes us. So this is just an encouragement to have a look at some of your stamps, particularly the ones that kind of got a bit of a watercolory feel to them, because you may find that they would be helpful for creating kind of background texture. And I may even go and grab floral textured floral, because I know that has some flowers in the background, doesn't it? And it might be interesting to put that down. All right, let's go for some fun summery colours, because this is me hoping it's going to be nice and sunny next week while I'm away, or this week rather, when you're seeing it. And if you're watching this in the future, you know, it may not be July anymore or August 2025, but you may be watching this in the future. Welcome anyway. So this is Darling Duckling, and I'm just putting some blobs of colour down just to break up the space. And I can see I've already got a mark on there. I don't know quite how that went on there, but so this is a really nice kind of just interesting texture. And let's go for a bit of Pretty in Pink. I get the pear out. Now I want this not to look like a pear, so I'm probably going to try and kind of group it in such a way so that you don't really see what the shape is, but we just kind of enjoy areas of colour. So I'm just grouping. And this is a kind of fun technique if you're new to whole sheet stamping like this. Just grouping textures in clumps on your paper, and don't overthink about where things are being placed. Just get them down, because you can, you know, you always go back in and fill the gaps if you're not happy. All right, so I think I'll just do one more there. Then I've got these smaller pears. Just go for a bit of bubble bath. See if I can tuck some of these in. I have to admit they kind of look like balloons right now, and also some female appendage. You can guess what I mean. But once we get all those flowers stamped over these, hopefully your mind won't go there. So yes, let's just say that they're balloons on a summer's day. That's what they're reminding me of. Get some there. Right, I'm just going to go and grab another stamp. Well, I've just had a quick look on the website, and textured floral is finally out of stock. So I've decided to go with textured notes because I know that that is in stock. So if you do want to purchase it, it's available. Now, I know this is kind of like a baskety texture, but I don't want it to look like a basket. I want to just use it for the colour at the moment. So, I'll go for a bit of fresh freesia. And what I'm trying to do is just fill in the gaps that I can see on here. And where things are a little bit light. Just aiming. And it's okay to go over some areas as well. For some of those colours to mix a bit. Got a bit of a gap there, but I don't think I want another basket in there. Oh, I can hear that bee flying around. Or fly, actually. Alright, so I'm going to come back in with Pretty in Pink just to fill in. There's a little gap there, and also one here. Oh no, I meant to do Bubble Bath, but never mind. Pretty in Pink will be fine. Just to fill any white spaces, any obvious white spaces that there are. Because I've chosen some kind of very textured and kind of watercolour style stamps, there are a few white areas, so that's okay. Alright, so those are the colours so far. Very, very pretty. Almost like sweeties, you know, that kind of look. Alright, now, so I want to use this stamp and this one. Now, because this is the larger stamp, I'm going to use this one first, because it's easier to kind of fit in smaller stamps once you've done your big one. And I'm thinking I don't necessarily need to go in with black. I could go with something else. So what about Highland? Oh no, not Highland. Let's go for Gorgeous Grape. Do the outlines in that. Just see what happens. Trying to get that rose onto the pink there. There we go. That's quite nice. Let's see if that could happen again. Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can get that happening up here as well. So I'm aiming the flower onto the kind of blobs of pink so that all the large roses have that pink inside them. So I'm not, this is great because I'm not really having to think too hard about the composition. I'm just aiming the large flower into that pink area, and as long as it's not kind of bumping into the other stamp too much, I'm just going for it. So this process is really nice and relaxing because once you've decided what you're doing, you just have to follow the rule that you created. Lovely. Right, now I'm going to get my other floral stamp. Oh, I'm going to sit down. So, hello and welcome everybody. Thank you for hanging out and coming to see what I'm up to. I'm just trying to fit this flower in so that it's not clashing or crashing into any of the other stamping that I've done, like the leaf. And I'm kind of aiming to keep again it on the pinker areas. I could have stamped it down there in yellow, but I think I'll save that for another stamp because we do have a few more to go. Ooh, just about squeeze that in. I know I'm going over the yellow a little bit there, but I want a flower in there, so. All right, I don't think I can actually fit any more in. Maybe just a hint of one down there, and that's it. Okay. So I do have that flower, but you know what? I think I'm just going to go and head for the leaves now because I've got that leaf there. I'll get that out ready. And I do have this gorgeous leaf here, which I think is partly the reason I bought this stamp set, because I like the look of the leaf so much. And also we've got this really cute like little floral dottage going on there, and I haven't got anything like that that's staying with us. I've got some that are on the last chance list, but all right, let's go with this bigger one to start off with. Find some spaces for it. Let's get that in there and there. Oh, this is lovely. Kind of looks like it's part of the design. If you stamp it quite close so it looks like it's coming from behind one of the other leaves, it really does look like it was meant to be there. Let's bring some of those down. Right, what's going on this side? Don't think I'm going to fit it in there. Let's try there. Oh, might get some up here. I think also we might see some coming on the page from down there. Starting to run out of space. Okay, looking good. All right, now can I fit any of these in? Just about. Squeezing them in now. All right, that is really pretty. I like that. Okay, I just feel that it would be nice to colour in some of the leaves. So let's see what I've got here. Dark Parakeet Party and light Parakeet Party. Okay, let's see. So Parakeet Party is a retired colour. However, we do have lemon lime twists now in the blends. I've just seen them in the store, so I know that they're there. So if you want that really lovely bright zingy green colour, there is lemon lime twist. Now the benefit of the alcohol pens is that you can build up colour, and you can also use the two. So when they come, there's two that come together, and you can blend the dark and the light together to create this really nice shading. So I'm just adding some to the what's the word I want? the vein. I nearly said vine. The vein of the leaf. And then blend it in a bit more. And you can go over and over and over where you've coloured already, and it doesn't damage the paper, which is great. Okay, I think that's quite fun. All right, I don't think I'm going to sit and colour this whole thing in right now, so I'm just going to very quickly just colour these leaves. And let me know in the comments, is this the first time that you've seen someone do this kind of patterning with stamps before? It is basically a form of surface design. I know that people can design things like this using their computer programs and tablets. Since tablets were invented, I think it's been great for people who like designing their own things, but I've been doing it with stamps for a number of years now, and I think there's something quite nice about just putting the stamp to ink and the Stampin' ink to paper that kind of keeps you quite grounded. And it's quite nice just to work with real materials sometimes. Much as I love using the computer to do things, design things, help me design various things, it's also really nice just to do pen to paper, and that sense of satisfaction of holding a physical product in your hand once you've created it is so lovely. So I do recommend, if you've never stamped before, it's a really pleasurable hobby, and especially if you don't feel that you perhaps are skilled in drawing. The great thing about stamping is that the design is already done for you, and all you've got to do is pick a colour, grab some paper and get ink to paper. So, and then if you do want to learn further how to create and kind of have the courage to do compositions like this, I do run online Zoom workshops. So do get in touch with me, ruthtrice@gmail.com, if you're interested in learning a bit more. Okay. Also, if you're interested in any of the products that you've seen me use today, you can purchase them for yourself. Alright, I'm missing out some of these leaves. I'm going to quickly, I don't really want to edit this video, so I'm trying to be as quick as I can. Of course, you can always skip forward if you need to. Right, there are any major areas I need to... Alright, so I'm thinking now I'd really like to just touch up some of these flowers. So I do have light flirty flamingo here, which looks like it's on its way out. In which case I might just instead grab my Bubble Bath Stampin' Right marker. So this is not an alcohol based pen, this is a water based pen, so I can't do the same sort of blending techniques, but I can just very quickly sort of go over some of those flowers that I feel need a little bit more input of pink. Okay. Oh dear, I can hear this horn in the background. I don't know where that's coming from. All right, that just helps to highlight the flowers a little bit more, the ones that haven't got a specific area of pink on them. All right, I'm liking that. I think I might just do a little bit of, oh no, I forgot about the flowers. I was just thinking it needs a little bit of cottage, and then I forgot that I had meant to add this on. So I'll do that, and then I think we'll be done. So if you're watching this, thank you so much for joining, if you're still watching. Let's just sprinkle some of these really cute flowers on. Just doing first generation because I feel like it should be nice and bold. And I'm making sure I'm kind of turning the stamp when I use it. And I'm aiming it for some of the spaces. Oh dear, look. Managed to get away with not getting too inky until the end. All right. Oh, there's a big space there. I think that's done. This is really fun, bright one sheet wonder, ready for card making. So let's just go over the colours then. So here I've used Gorgeous Grape, Fresh Fuchsia, Bubble Bath, Pretty in Pink and Darling Duckling. And then for colouring in I used Parakeet Party, but as I said, these are discontinued now, so you can grab a lemon limey colour still. And then I did use a little bit of Bubble Bath Stampin' Right marker just to go over some of those flower areas. So the stamp sets that I used were, to get a base bit of colour down, and you don't necessarily have to use these at all. Oh, he's pulling the wrong thing in there. Textured Notes and Twisted in Time, which is currently still in stock. So this is the 31st of July that I'm filming this, but you'll be seeing this in August. But it seems to still be in stock. And this is a new stamp, so this should be in stock. This is Perfectly Pears. And I use the pears from there just to put some colour down initially. And then the basket weave from Textured Notes. Then the outline stamps that I used were Charming Day and then Memories in Bloom. And I mainly bought it for the floral element, really. I love that flower and that leaf. Haven't used this one, but I did use those little flowers there. And I suppose if you did have the time and you had the inclination, you could go and colour in every single one of those flowers, you know, if you wanted to. I forgot about this leaf. There we go. Yeah, fun. Right, thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys very soon. Lots of love. Bye.